The Trump administration appeared to retreat from its proposed freeze on hundreds of billions of dollars in federal aid on Wednesday, following legal challenges and widespread opposition. However, officials indicated they still intended to cut funding for programs opposed by the former president. In a sudden reversal of the policy introduced late Monday with minimal explanation, the White House Budget Office informed federal agencies that it was rescinding the memo it had ordered a halt to grant and loan disbursements. The decision came just ahead of a federal court hearing on a lawsuit filed by Democratic attorneys general seeking to block the freeze. A White House official acknowledged that the reversal aimed to preempt legal challenges. Despite the policy shift, U.S. District Judge John McConnell proceeded with the hearing, stating that he was inclined to issue a temporary injunction against the administration's aid freeze, though he did not immediately do so. During a virtual hearing from Providence, Rhode Island, U.S. District Judge John McConnell, an appointee of former President Barack Obama, expressed concern that the inappropriate effects of the now withdrawn funding freeze would persist despite the administration's reversal. He noted that statements from the president's press secretary had not alleviated those concerns. The administration initially justified the freeze as a measure to allow time for reviewing and halting funds for programs Trump has long opposed since returning to office. These include initiatives promoting diversity, green energy, and various forms of foreign aid. "We are simply examining major areas of the bureaucracy where waste and abuse have occurred," Trump stated at the White House. The funding freeze had already been temporarily halted by a federal judge in Washington, who is overseeing a separate lawsuit brought by multiple advocacy groups. This reversal marks yet another abrupt shift from a president known for testing legal and political limits. Since taking office on January 20th, Trump has moved to suspend large portions of foreign aid, granted pardons to supporters involved in attacks on U.S. Capitol Police, and proposed buyouts to reduce the number of civil service employees. Guantanamo plan. At the White House, Trump announced plans to prepare 30,000 beds at the Guantanamo Bay military prison in Cuba to detain migrants facing deportation as part of his immigration crackdown. The administration also stated that Trump would revoke student visas for pro-Palestinian student protesters, signaling a move to target individuals legally residing in the U.S. based on their political views. Trump has remained a strong supporter of Israel amid its ongoing conflict with Hamas. Democrats in Congress argue that Trump has repeatedly violated the law since returning to office, but Republican lawmakers have largely refrained from opposing him. The Republican-controlled Senate has confirmed all of his nominees, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who was confirmed in a narrow 51-50 vote despite facing allegations of sexual assault and alcohol abuse. Hegseth has since acted swiftly to enforce Trump's policies, including banning transgender service members and eliminating diversity programs. On Wednesday, Hegseth revoked security protections for Mark Milley, who served as the top U.S. military official during Trump's first term from 2017 to 2021 before becoming a vocal critic of the former president. Meanwhile, Trump's nominee for Health Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., faced scrutiny during his confirmation hearing for his controversial anti-vaccine stance. However, most Republican senators at the hearing signaled their support for his nomination. Trump's nominee for Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, received a mostly warm reception from lawmakers as he endorsed the president's stance on tariffs and criticized Canada's trade policies. Republican lawmakers have expressed their support for President Trump's decision to freeze federal aid, despite concerns that it could undermine Congress' control over the $6.75 trillion federal budget. Tom Emmer, the No. 3 Republican in the House of Representatives, praised the move, stating, "I, for one, am glad to have a president in the White House who is delivering on his promise to get our fiscal house in order," during a retreat in Miami. While medical payments that had been disrupted by the freeze resumed on Wednesday, according to an association of state agencies, the payment system for housing authorities remained non-functional, as noted by Democratic Senator Patty Murray. High-ranking members of Congress from both parties, who oversee federal budgets and spending, expressed their approval of the Trump administration's recent reversal on Wednesday. Senate Appropriations Committee Chair Susan Collins, a Republican, stated that while it is common for new administrations to review federal programs and policies, the memo in question was excessive and caused unnecessary confusion and concern. Democratic Senator Patty Murray criticized the Trump administration, accusing it of causing significant harm and chaos for millions of people over the past 48 hours due to a combination of incompetence, malicious intent, and a blatant disregard for the law. Stay tuned and share your thoughts down in the comments.